Hello and welcome back to another installment to Poke Fodder. Today, I hope is the genesis of a new series here on this channel where I take Creature A and I pit it against Creature B and they do a Royal Rumble, if you will. The inaugural two creatures for this particular experiment is going to be none other than Smilonemys and Indoraptor Gen 2. Before I get into the breakdown of today's battles, I do want to give you guys an update on what is going on with Poke Fodder. No, I'm not leaving YouTube. You can celebrate and rejoice with that information. But what I've done is I've added Twitch to the brand name here. And what I'm doing tentatively, nothing is written in stone, but tentatively what I'm going to do is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to do live battles. Friday will most likely be very focused on whatever tournament is happening in Jurassic World Alive that weekend, with Monday and Wednesday being just other battles. If and when I get my friendlies working, maybe we can do some friendly battles. It's all TBD at this point, but for now, look for me on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, time TBD, and then the rest of the week will be videos here, more informational. I want to do this series and then maybe like a best of my battles, something like that, or just other news that comes out over the course of any given week. Additionally, I want to give a big thank you shout out to IDGT902 and T-Rex over at the Apex Predators Discord. If you're not familiar with them, just go check out your leaderboard. I don't think it'll be long before you find them. Also, I want to give a shout out to my alliance mates, the leader of my alliance, 916 Ethan, which is 916 T-Rex in game, and then Tridemption in game as well, for helping me actually bring the battles to the screen. And with the addition of boosts in this game, it is going to be impossible for me to do a breakdown of every single boost combination possibility that there are for both of these creatures. I would say that it's probably an infinite amount. Just know that when I do these, it is level 26 with no boost. Basically what you would find if you were doing a skills tournament. And since there are an infinite number of different play combinations that can happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down in this particular video the 3 that you will probably come across and how to play it depending on if you are the one with Nemys or if you are the one with Indogen 2. Finally, I have to say this is if you both open up at the same time, full health, leading off, no moves have been used yet. All right, with all of that out of the way, let's look at the two creatures. Smilonemys is a unique super hybrid. Indogen 2 is a legendary super hybrid. And what I mean by super hybrid is it is a hybrid of a hybrid. As of right now, that is as high up on the hybrid chain that you can go. And in case you are wondering, I am using the JWA field guide. It is not officially associated with Jurassic World Alive, but you can find it in your app store. It's a very helpful resource. Both creatures check in at a 3900 HP. Smilonemys, with its recent nerf, does 1100 damage. Indogen 2 is going to do 1400 damage. Smilonemys is at a speed disadvantage of 128 to 128, but it does have 50% armor to Indoraptor's 0. And as far as critical chances, Smilonemys has a 5% crit chance, and Indoraptor Gen 2 has a 20% crit chance. And I will tell you right off the bat, in this particular matchup, Smilonemys is at a huge disadvantage. In fact, it's such a disadvantage that the Indoraptor Gen 2 user is basically going to have to make a mistake in order for you to win as Nemys. Your best option, if you do lead with your Nemys and your opponent leads with Indogen 2, is to precise pounce and then do your rampage and run move. That's not always going to be an option. So what is typically going to happen in this battle? Well, in this battle, most frequently, and as you will see play out in the video next to me, is Indoraptor Gen 2 is going to open with Cautious Strike. Smilonemys, of course, is going to go with Precise Pounce because it does 2 times damage and it will go through the evasive stance. The next move that Indogen 2 should use would be Cautious Strike once again, followed by Smilonemys using Decelerating Shielding Strike. Now this is going to slow down Indogen 2 for 1 turn. Then you are going to use your precise pounce. Once you do that, a good user of Indogen 2 will realize that by using Mutual Fury, they can get the speed lead back and be charged up for the next 2 turns and finish you off with a defense shattering rampage that is going to leave Indogen 2 with 417 health. The worst thing you can do if you're Smilonemys user in this particular situation is Exhibit 2, and this may not come as much of a surprise to many of you. This is actually the one that I was using up until I saw this breakdown. Because Indogen 2 is the faster of the 2 creatures, it is going to go first. Cautious Strike, no surprise there. Then the Nemys user thinks, hey, you know what? If I use Decelerating Shielding Strike here, I can go first on the next turn. That was my thought process anyway. So you use DSS, follow that up with a Precise Pounce because you are faster. Well, you know what's going to happen? A good Indogen 2 user is going to use Mutual Fury on you at this point and then drop you with a Defense Shattering Rampage, and it's going to survive with over 1500 HP. Now, when you compare that to the 417 HP that was left by doing it the way that it should have played out if you don't rampage and run, that is an 1100 HP difference. And in a lot of battles, 1100 is going to be the difference between you winning the match and losing the match. There is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. It's very faint and dim light, but there is light at the end of the tunnel if your opponent misplays Indogen 2. Indogen 2 is going to open with Cautious Strike. We've heard this one before, right? If Smilonemys goes with Precise Pounce, and then Indogen 2 follows with Defense Shattering Rampage, as a Nemys player, you can go Decelerating Shielding Strike and then Precise Pounce and get the win. Like I said, it is going to take your opponent making misplays in order for Nemys to pull off the victory. This is all, of course, without crits. Crits kind of change the dynamic a little bit of it, but by and large, if you open up Smilonemys versus Indogen 2, unless your opponent misplays, Indogen 2 is going to get the victory. If you have Smilonemys in this situation, what you have to decide is, am I going to rampage and run, or am I going to look for that open door where my opponent makes a misplay? So there you have it. A little breakdown of the matchup, Smilonemys versus Indogen 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and maybe, like me, I hope you learned a little something about this particular matchup. If there are matchups that you are seeing in the battle arena that you are interested in how to play them out, leave a comment down below. I will take the best ones. I will send it over to the professionals, let them dissect it, bring it back, and give it to you guys next week. That's all I've got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time.